Granite holds a heavy chill. The world is gray and perfectly still. It masks the heat I've kept suppressed. Deep inside this hollow chest, the obsidian jagged at the edge. A lonely life upon the ledge. Beneath the crust I start to trace a burning pulse I can't erase. I didn't spark, I didn't flare, but I felt the tremor in the air. Like I forgot the way to be. When the earth begins to shake for me, I nearly let it flow, but I stifled every glow. Every time the embers rise, I shield my weary, soot-stained eyes. I don't know how to burn without a point of no return. Every spark that finds its way smothers before it stays. The sulfur mist begins to swirl around a cold and hardened world. I watch the clouds of ash descend and wait for everything to end. The sky is bleeding crimson light, a sudden break inside the night. But when the iron gates begin to yield, I stay behind my stone-cold shield. I don't know if I can stand to hold the lightning in my hand, but every crack within the stone is a power I have never shown. Maybe I've been rocked too long to sing a wild and primal song and break, or a heart that learned to freeze before it felt the summer breeze. And wake, I'm a mountain capped in snow, hiding what is bright below again. And the hardest part of me is I'm the cage that keeps me free. I stood upon the bleeding edge, but stepped back from the crumbling ledge. I watched the molten gold turn cold as I reclaim the dark I hold. I can't imagine who I'd become if I had let the fever run. But for a breath the air was warm, and I survived the coming storm. The glacier groans beneath the weight of every word I said too late. It seals the rivers in my veins to dull the edge of ancient pains. The permafrost is thick and white, a perfect shield against the light. Beneath the shelf I start to hear a crackling sound I've learned to fear. I didn't reach, I didn't lean, but I felt the flicker in between, as if the frost forgot to hold when something defied the bitter cold. I nearly grabbed the flame, but I couldn't even speak its name. Every time the embers glow, I seek the comfort finds its way, extinguishes before it stays. The walls are weeping silent tears, the melting salt of wasted years. I watch the crystals start to drip and feel the anchors start to slip. The air is dancing with the heat, a pulse that I can't hope to beat. But when the cave begins to sigh, I blow the match and say goodbye. I don't know if I can bear the sudden scent of wood smoke there, but every drop that hits the floor is a longing I can't ignore. Maybe I've been nice too long to learn the lyrics to the song and burn, or a soul that learned to freeze before it felt the summer breeze and turn. I'm a winter with no end, fearing what the fire might send again. And the lonely truth I find is I'm the frost I left behind. I felt the heat against my skin, but I refused to let it in. I watched the golden flicker die underneath the frozen sky. I can't imagine what I'd be if the river ran inside of me. But for a second I was warm, and I almost braved the coming storm. The ocean whispers to the sand, a language I don't understand. It licks the edges of my soul, then leaves a dark and empty hole. The moon is pulling at the deep, a promise that I cannot keep. Between the waves I start to feel something wild and almost real. I didn't run, I didn't hide, but I shook when it got close inside, like I forgot what I should do. When the salt and spray come breaking through, I almost let it stay, but I pushed the tide away. Every time it comes too near, I disappear in fear. I don't know how to feel something close to real. Every spark that finds its way fades before it stays. The shells are scattered on the coast, like memories of a former ghost. I watch them wash into the blue and see myself in what they do. The air is heavy with the sea, like something's trying to drown me. But every time the water rises, I run away from its surprises. I don't know if I can hold something I can't quite control, but every trace it leaves behind is something I can't redefine. Maybe I'm too used to try to let a feeling flood my eye and flow, or a heart that learned to break before it ever had to take it slow. I'm a desert by the sea, fearing what will rescue me again. And the hardest thing I see is I'm the wall that's keeping me. I almost let it stay, but I turned the waves away. Every time it tried to bloom, I turned it back to salty gloom. I don't know who I'd be if I let the sea change me. But for a moment it was there, and I was almost not scared. Frost is etching on the pane, a frozen map of hidden pain. It blurs the world I left behind to soothe a restless, weary mind. The mountain there is thin and sharp, like strings upon a broken harp. Beneath the floor I start to hear a heartbeat ringing loud and clear. I didn't move, I didn't breathe, but I felt the heavy spirit heave, as if I've lost the bitter art of guarding every fragile part. I nearly claimed the light, but I shuddered at the sight. Every time the ceiling clears, I drown inside my ancient fears. I don't know how to bloom in such a cold and quiet room. Every pulse that finds its way shivers till it fades away. Cedar branches bend and bow beneath a weight I can't allow. I watch the winter garden sleep, and secrets that I've sworn to keep. The sky is turning soft and gold, a story waiting to unfold. But when the iron latch begins to turn, I choke the fire I used to burn. I don't know if I can face the kindness of a wider space, but every footprint in the snow is a path I'm terrified to go. Maybe I've been iced too long to carry such a tender song and rise, or a soul that to steal before it ever had to feel surprise. I'm a shelter made of stone, hiding in the dark alone again. And the only truth I see is I'm the lock without a key. I nearly let it stay, but I turned the sun away every time the pedal shadows spread. I chose the winter ghost instead. I don't know who I'd be if the color lived in me, but for a heartbeat it was there, and I was almost not scared. The bamboo frame begins to creak, a language that I'm forced to speak. It holds the shape of who I am, a fragile bridge, a lonely dam. The silk is thin and worn by time to hide the rhythm and the rhyme. Beneath the veil I start to see a golden light escaping me. I didn't stir, I didn't sway, but I felt the clouds begin to gray, as if the wick forgot the fuel. In a world that's being sharp and cruel, I nearly faced the flood, but I felt the freezing in my blood. Every time the storm gets loud, I hide behind a velvet cloud. Spark that finds its way dampens before it stays. The droplets drum upon the roof, a heavy rain, a bitter proof. I watch the ink begin to run and fear the setting of the sun. The sky is pouring out its soul to fill the empty and the whole. But when the water starts to soak, I hide my fire in the smoke. I don't know if I can stand to hold the lightning in my hand, but every ripple in the street is a drumbeat I can't quite meet. Maybe I'm too used to try to let the weather fill my eye and wash, or a soul that learned to fold before it ever grew too bold to squash. I'm a lantern made of dust, fearing what I cannot trust again. And the hardest part to see is I'm the shadow haunting me. I felt the thunder shake the ground, but I didn't make a single sound. I watched the glowing ember die rather than let the rain come by. I can't envision who I'd be if the storm had finally set me free. But for a pulse the light was clear, and I was almost standing here. Dunes are shifting in the night beneath a moon of hollow light. They bury every track I leave in a world that's learned to disbelieve. The sandstone weathered by the years dries up the salt of ancient tears. Beneath the dust I start to find a garden I had left behind. I didn't reach, I didn't call, but I felt the heavy barriers fall, as if the heat forgot to burn. When the tide of mercy took a turn, I nearly drank the rain, but I chose the comfort of the pain. Every time the well runs deep, I find a promise I can't keep. I don't know how to stay in a place that's washed away. Every spark that finds its way vanishes before it stays. The palm trees shiver in the gale, a vibrant green so soft and frail. I watch the petals hit the ground without a single lonely sound. The sky is opening its veins to pour the life across the plains. But when the parched earth starts to breathe, I find a reason I should leave. I don't know if I can bear the scent of jasmine in the air, yet every ripple in the stream is a ghost of some forgotten dream. Maybe I've been dust too long to learn the rhythm of a song and bloom, or a soul that learned to hide before I let the world inside the room. I'm a wasteland wide and vast, haunted by a bitter past again. And the hardest part to see is I'm the drought that's killing me. I stood before the rising spring, but I muffled every silver rain. I turned the emerald back to gray and watched the water drift away. I can't imagine what I'd find if I left the barren lands behind. But for a second things were new, and I almost saw the sky turn blue. The silence hardens in the deep, a jagged promise I must keep. It coats the walls in layers of stone to keep the world from what I've known. The quartz is sharp against the dark, waiting for a single spark. Beneath the crust I start to see a prism light haunting me. I didn't blink, I didn't gaze, but I felt the warmth within the haze, as if the cave forgot to hide the beating heart I kept inside. I nearly faced the sun, but I felt the need to turn and run. Every time the colors flare, I breathe the cold and heavy air. I don't know how to glow in a world I've come to know. Every spark that finds its way reflects before it stays. desperate need. I watch the shadows start to dance and fear the danger of a chance. The sky is calling through the rift to give my heavy soul a lift. But when the light begins to burn, I find a corner to return. I don't know if I can stand to hold a rainbow in my hand, but every shimmer on the wall is a height from which I'm scared to fall. Maybe I've been glass too long to bear the pressure of a song and break, or a heart that learned to steal before it had a chance to feel the ache. I'm a treasure lost in time, committing such a silent crime again. And the hardest part of me is I'm the lock and I'm the key. I stood within the golden beam, but I chose to end the waking dream. I watched the vibrant diamonds fade back into the heavy shade. I can't imagine who I'd meet if I made the journey complete. Before a pulse, the walls were bright, and I was almost not afraid of light. The pressure weighs upon the floor, a miles deep lock upon the door. It stills the water, dark and cold, where ancient stories go untold. The limestone jagged in the gloom, a quiet and a spacious tomb. Beneath the silt I start to feel a sudden pulse that's far too real. I didn't reach, I didn't sway, but I felt the shadows drift away, as if the salt forgot to sting. When the ocean started whispering, I almost broke the seal to show the world the way I feel. Every time the blue gets bright, I sink away from every light. I don't know how to exist without this heavy velvet mist. Every spark that finds its way drowns before it stays. The currents pull a golden thread through gardens that I thought were dead. I watch the colors start to wake and feel the anchors start to shake. The surface is a world of glass, watching every season pass. But when the water starts to warm, I hide beneath my coral form. I don't know if I can stand the touch of something unplanned, but every ripple in the deep is a promise I'm afraid to keep. Maybe I'm too used to wait, to trust a lighter kind of fate and rise, or a soul that learned to drown before it ever wore a crown to prize. I'm a trench without an end, fearing what the tides might send again. And the bitter truth I see is I'm the cage beneath the sea. I felt the warmth begin to bloom, but pulled the darkness back to the room. I watched the vibrant colors fade fade back into the silent shade. I can't imagine what I'd find if I left the heavy depths behind. But for a moment I was clear, and I was almost standing here. The limestone crumbles in the heat, a hollow throne beneath my feet. It marks a path I tried to seal, to hide the things I shouldn't feel. The canyon echoes with a cry underneath the silent burning sky. Deep in the dark I start to trace the ghost of some forgotten grace. I didn't flinch, I didn't stir, but the edges of my vision blur, as if my hands forgot the way to hold the light of a common day. I nearly held the spark, but I retreated to the dark. Each time the fire gets too bright, I trade the sun for endless night. I've lost the will to try to live beneath the vivid sky. The embers flicker for a while, then vanish in a lonely pile. The riverbed is bone and stone, a desert I have made my own. I watch the clouds begin to crawl and wait for them to break and fall. The wind is heavy with the rain, a healing sort of sudden pain. But when the surface starts to leak, I muffle every word I speak. I don't know if I can stand to feel the water on my hand, yet every drop that hits the dust is shaking my old sense of trust. Maybe I've been trying too long to listen to a rising song and wake, or a mind that burned to fight before it ever saw the light. And break, I'm a mountain turned to glass, watching every season pass again. And the bitter truth I find is I'm the cage I left behind. I nearly let it stay, but I drove the hope away. Every time a garden grew, I killed the only life I knew. I don't know what I'd see if I let the rain wash me, but for a second it was there, and I was almost not scared. The silver thread is spun so tight to keep away the jagged light. It weaves a wall around my breath, a quiet life, a gentle death. The willow branches sweep the ground without a single as if the moth forgot its name. When the summer's golden calling came, I nearly split the shell, but I crawl back into myself. Every time the garden calls, I fortify these velvet walls. I don't know how to fly in such a deep and endless sky. Every spark that finds its way withers before it stays. The meadow blooms in wild array, 1,000 miles and years away. I watch the petals drift and spin, and fear the world I'm locked within. The sky is wide and brilliant blue, a dream I'm terrified is true. But when the fibers start to fray, I weave the sunlight far away. I don't know if I can bear the weight of all the freedom there, but every shiver in the leaves is a promise that a heart